100 rated chess. But your opponent is trying to impress their dog. You must convince everyone that every move they make is brilliant. Ha! In case you don't know, I actually majored in coping and devious talk. There is literally no challenge that fits me more than this one. Way too easy. We get A108 from India. E4. My opponent hasn't moved anything. There is nothing to say. D5. Aha! What an amazing move, suggesting a pawn trade which helps him develop his strongest piece with a tempo. Putting the strongest piece at the strongest center square is absolutely horrifying to the opponent, that is me. I cannot take his pawn then. Knight F3 instead. D takes C4. Aha! Capturing a free pawn with a tempo on attacking my knight. Of course you cannot ask for a better move than this, definitely best move of the position. And now I have to move my knight again. Attacking his pawn from behind, and just defending that pawn is already the most obvious best move ever. Aha! So instead of trying to defend the e-pawn that is already too far into my territory, he decided to defend the more important f-pawn instead, as I am already having an attacker on the... Absolutely brilliant. The e-pawn is just too difficult to keep. Knight takes e4 then. Queen d5. Developing his queen to the center of the board with an attack on my knight. An absolutely brilliant move, and now I have to defend my knight. Queen f5. He moved his queen to a safe square while still keeping the pressure on my e4 knight. Absolutely brilliant. How can he even spot such an amazing move though? Bishop c4. e6. A normal looking development move, but the fact is it blocks my bishop from attacking his weak f-pawn while also opening up his own bishop. Absolutely brilliant. d4. Queen g4. Aha! Suggesting a queen trade while also attacking my g-pawn, and if I really trade queens then he can finally move his knight away from the rim and thus his knight can be more active than before. That is actually the best move of the position, by the way. Castle. I actually wanted to take his knight, but I was worried that he may decide to take my bishop instead, which blunders a queen, or he actually goes queen g2, which traps his own queen to knight g3. Either way I probably won't be able to cope a way out for him and the video ends, so just a normal castle to keep everything safe is the most optimal choice. Queen h4. Aha! He wants to attack my h-pawn as well as defending his knight from behind, which can avoid doubling his pawns in case I take his knight with my bishop. Absolutely brilliant. There is no way to trap his queen. Shut up chat. Bishop takes h6. G takes h6. Aha! Instead of making a backward queen capture, he decided to open up his g-file, which helps his rook directly attack my king. Absolutely brilliant. My king is now in severe danger. I am scared. Queen f3 defending the king. f5. Pushing his f-pawn to attack the center knight. Since he's not gonna castle kingside, then may as well make use of the f-pawn. Absolutely brilliant. Rook fe1. Brilliant move by the way, but this game isn't about me. F takes c4. Aha! Taking a free piece that I blundered, capturing a free knight on a very strong center square is absolutely brilliant. I can only recapture a pawn. Okay. Now wait. Calm down, and move your queen back. You need to move your queen back here. I won't be able to justify this if you blunder her right here. Aha! I see. This is actually a brilliant move. He sees that my rook is very threatening to his king, so he decides to sacrifice his queen to keep his king safer, extending the length of the game, and he will eventually win on time, as I am currently down 2 minutes on the clock. I am so going to lose on time if I take his queen now, and not only that, now I have to defend his threat on my own king. g3. Rook f8. Aha! A counter-attack on my queen. If we trade down everything then I won't be able to checkmate him in time, and again I will eventually lose due to my own clock. I have to avoid that rook. Rook f3. Aha! So he sees that I'm having a very heavy attack aiming at his e-pawn, and since the e-pawn is now physically impossible to defend, Rook f3 comes with an attack on my queen can actually prevent me from taking his e-pawn with my bishop. Now I have to take it with my rook and blunder the rook. Rook takes c6 blundering the rook. Brilliant move by the way. But no, it is a blunder of a rook. Shut up stockfish. Resignation. Mission accomplished.